Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Mark Johnson, running my Maverick Active Dad. How you guys doing today? Another installment of Rideshare Chronicles. It's a little windy outside. I know. Sorry about that. If you can't hear me properly, I'm talking as loud as I can. But one day I picked up this lady at the hospital in downtown Toronto, and she had a mask on. So this is recent, and so I'm like, okay, you have a mask on. She's like, yeah, in the hospital, you just want to be safe, and they're still giving out hospital masks in the hospital because of COVID. So I'm like, that's cool, I understand that, it's pretty good. She's like, yeah, that's why I'm still wearing it, just kind of forgot to take it off. Plus, I just want to be safe. I go, I understand, I hear what you're saying. So she starts talking about how she had that experience during COVID, and she wasn't feeling too well. I think she was either working at the hospital or she went for a checkup. I can't remember exactly what the business was, but I ended up taking her home, and she started saying that how I started to explain to her that there was the premier of Alberta ended up apologizing to the anti-vaxxers and saying that how the government had treated them years ago was really bad, how they kind of treated them like second-class citizens and kind of like made them feel like if they didn't get the shot, they were doing something bad to the society. Meanwhile, it was their right to either take the shot or not. And so it came to a point where we were just talking and having a conversation, and she's like, yeah, that was it. She was working from the hospital, and she was saying that how she had to take a lot of shots just to keep her job. And I'm like, I understand, you have to do what you have to do. And she's like, yeah, but now it's kind of like, we didn't have to do all this. You know what I mean? I just did it because I wanted to keep my job. And I know a lot of people did that at their jobs too, just to keep their job. They took the shot, more than multiple shots. And they don't necessarily want to admit it, but sometimes their body's not operating the same way that it used to. Just because based on all the things. You can see the camera shaking. It's windy outside right now. But again, she was like, yeah, I didn't hear about that by the premier, and that's kind of sucks because, yeah, they really did treat people that way. That made them feel like they were second-class citizen or like doing something bad to everybody just because they didn't take it. And it is what it is. You do what you want. I'm not judging anybody that did it or didn't do it. But again, that's some of the people that I pick up. Like they have concerns, and then we started talking about how there were some people that ended up getting like the body started shutting down after doing the shot. And there was one guy, I think you guys saw it on the news. This dude ended up getting a really bad allergic reaction to it, and his body shut down, and he's in a wheelchair now. And he refitted his whole house with an elevator and everything. I swear, I think this guy was rich. He refitted his whole house with an elevator and everything because now he has to pretty much, he's not bedridden, but he's in a wheelchair for life, I think. And so he refitted his house, and at the end of the day, he has to make sure that he takes care of himself. So he took all his money and refitted his house, and I think the government's supposed to pay him back. So he's waiting for a check. Meanwhile, a lot of people are waiting for checks from the government because of all the stuff that happened with the, I guess what I say, the reactions, the bad reactions to the shot. And so either the body shut it down or they ended up having some kind of illness that was brought on by it. And now the government has to send them money, and the money ain't coming. But again, we were just talking about that, so I'm just sharing with you guys what we talked about a little bit. And so she's like, yeah, that's really bad. I heard, she didn't hear about it, but I mean, she's like, yeah, it's been really crazy in the hospital, working with the hospital, and just what's been going on. So a lot of times we pick up these professionals, and a lot of times they're looking for someone to talk to, you know what I mean? So it's always good to have some little conversation with somebody if they're willing to talk. And yeah, she was willing to talk about just the situation there and what's going on and what's happening, and it was pretty cool. So I'm just sharing that with you guys, that you never know who you're going to pick up in your car. You never know what's happening with somebody, but sometimes somebody might just want an ear to listen to, and yeah, someone to hear them out. So it was pretty cool. Again, if you guys like sharing like this video, if you guys like this content, and you want to DM me, just DM me and message me. Right, all the best. Keep pushing, don't give up, believe in yourself, you can do it. All the best. And yeah, keep pushing.